Hey guys, welcome back to Gluten Free Runner. I'm Kaylee and today I have a super special treat for you, gluten-free dinner rolls. These rolls are super soft and moist and fluffy and they pair extremely well with any gluten-free dinner. They're great with honey or garlic butter or just regular butter or even on their own. These rolls are so perfect you can't even tell that they're gluten-free. Before we start, remember to like and subscribe for more gluten-free goodness. Let's get started with the rolls. Here are the 7 simple ingredients we're going to be using for this recipe today. Pause here and take a screenshot, and they'll also be listed in the description below. For this recipe, you're going to use instant yeast, not active dry yeast, instant yeast. The instant yeast has a quicker rise time than active dry yeast does, so make sure to use instant yeast for this recipe. You're going to start by pouring your instant yeast into a bowl. I'm using a stand mixer, but you can use a regular bowl if you don't have one. You can do it by hand, it just takes a little muscle. I wouldn't recommend using a handheld mixer because it climbs up the stirrers and it's not fun. So then you're going to add warm milk and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Whisk it up well to activate the yeast and cover it and let it sit.
A few moments later.
After about 5 minutes, your yeast and milk and sugar mixture should be a little fluffy and foamy like this. Then you're going to go ahead and add in your other tablespoon of granulated sugar, your egg, butter, salt, and 1 cup of your gluten-free 1-to-1 flour. Here's my softened butter. I cut it into 4 little pieces just to make it a little bit easier to stir and not so clunky in the stand mixer. I fit it with a little dough hook like you see here, and I'm using the Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. This is the best baking flour I've found. I love the ingredients. I love that it already has the perfect amount of xanthan gum. This gives me the best results in every recipe every time. I absolutely love this flour. So you're going to add 1 cup of it and then going to go ahead and mix it for about 30 seconds on low. Just like this. After about 30 seconds of mixing it, you're going to take it down, scrape the sides of the bowl, and then add the remaining 2 cups of flour. Now you're going to mix your flour on mix your dough on medium until the dough comes together and pulls away from the sides of the bowl easily. This should take about 3 or 4 minutes. As you can see, it's forming here and perfect. Once it looks like that, you are going to poke it, and if it bounces back slowly, that means the dough is ready. Now, put your dough on a lightly floured surface with more of that gluten-free 1-to-1 flour and knead it for 5 minutes. This gets you an arm workout, but that's okay. It's worth it. Knead, knead, knead. This is really the fun part, guys. Have some fun while kneading your dough. Once your dough is kneaded like that, poke it, and if it bounces back, your dough is ready to rise. If not, keep kneading until you can get it to that bouncy consistency. You can also do the window pane test, which is where you stretch it, and if light comes through, that means it's good. But I don't really understand that one, so I just did the pokey thing. You're going to put it in a bowl and cover it and let it rise for about 1 to 2 hours or until double.
1 eternity later.
Okay, so it's been 2 hours and my dough is risen. Look at that. So it's nice and fluffy, and you're going to give it a good punch down like that. Don't be scared. I was a little scared. Don't be scared. And you're going to get a 9x13 pan. Grease it well. Mine is glass, so take that into consideration. If you're using a metal one, the bake time could be a little bit longer or different. You are going to now take a fistful of dough and roll it into a ball like this. Don't worry if there are cracks because it is gluten-free and that happens. Roll it into balls like so. You can make them as big or as small as you want, but just make sure that you get around at least 12 so that they're not too big or too small. I got 13, a baker's dozen, and then you're going to cover it and allow it to rise for 1 to 2 more hours. Here's how they look. They should be nice and risen and super big now. You're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 20 to 25 minutes. If the tops brown too much while they're in the oven, you can cover them with tin foil, but I didn't have that problem, probably because mine was in a glass pan. You're going to take them out and let them cool fully. Look how amazing these rolls turned out, you guys. They may not be super pretty and they're kind of cracked because they are gluten-free, but they taste amazing. You can't really tell that they're gluten-free either. They are so delicious and they smell so good. I wish you guys could smell how my house smells right now. I took them out of the pan after they had cooled for about 10 minutes and I put them in a little bread basket because it's cute and it keeps them warm. I just love how the bottoms are that perfect golden brown color and they're not burnt at all. They are perfectly done. They are also super fluffy. In a minute we'll break into the inside and see how that turned out. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's break into that bad boy and see how it looks. Look at how nice that fell apart. It doesn't crumble or fall apart at all like some gluten-free breads do. It's super nice. It doesn't taste like cardboard and it's not spongy. It's really fluffy. Look at that. Look at that texture. Look at that consistency. See, gluten-free people can still have really good food. These are best served with honey or butter or garlic butter. They're so versatile and so delicious. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.